Good evening, class. Or good evening, everybody. Welcome to another class of project management with Lita Ladies in Tech. I am your facilitator slash instructor, Nancy Baba Ali. Uh, so today you won't be seeing Mr. Kingsley, but he still sends his regards and happy weekend. It's the weekend. So welcome everyone. So good evening to Egof Maro. Uh, good evening to Adejoke. Wow, somebody came to class early. Good evening, Gift. Thank you so much. Hello, Egof. How are you doing today? Good evening, Haja. Hi, Linda. Chine Miriam. Good evening. How are you doing today? Hi, Kinde. It's been a minute, right? Good evening, Oluwadamilola. You've been missed as well. Hi, Olayemi. Good evening, Ogolua. Hi, Dura. Hi, Dorcas. Oluwas Kemisola. Welcome to class. Hi, Bolanle. Welcome as well to class. I hope we're all having a very good weekend. Good evening, Dura Victoria. Hi, Toyin. Good evening. Hi, Shell. How are you doing today? Oh, that's lovely to hear, Ego. Hi, Ngozi. Good evening. Hello, Idima. Hi, Bolanle. Igaravba. Iharavba. I don't know. Let's not do that today. Hi, Bolanle. Good evening. Welcome, everybody to class. Welcome. It's another day to be another amazing PM to your team members and to help in your career path, right? So, oh, Ishel, I had a very eventful week. Thank you so much for asking. Please let's say hello to Bill Kisu, our tech help, always helping out. Uh, she's saying hello to everybody too. So, without further ado, uh, I would love spend too long in class, right? We're not going to spend too long in class, right? We're just going to we're just going to do a recap. Uh, today's topic isn't really much, right? So that we can enjoy the weekend, right? So before any further ado, how has the project the team project's been going? How has it been going? I haven't gotten much feedback, but apparently two persons are done with their project. Two teams, right, are done with their project. So I'm really impressed with the speed and for you to be able to be done even before the deadline. It means that there is no deadline, right? Yeah, there's a deadline. Sorry, for it to be done prior to this time, it means that you're able to apply all the basics of peer management, right? Of project management, and you were able to go by the methodologies and techniques. Ooh, egg off. That's really nice. Egg off said team 3-2 is done. So three teams have submitted, right? Team 2, team 3, and team 4. I'm liking this. I'm really liking this. Congratulations to all these teams. It's really a bliss to know that you are taking your tax really seriously, right? And it just warms my heart to see that there's some level of progress to not just you yourselves, but to your team members, right? You're able to carry your team members along properly. And I'm sure there are persons in that group too that most likely are experienced and some aren't. But the fact that you're able to come together and work together to achieve a goal, it's really an amazing thing. You guys have really outdone yourself. I'm impressed. I'm happy with you guys. Mr. Kingsley too is really impressed. We're all happy with you guys for doing so much. Okay, in your bong, we will handle the tech team will handle that, right? The tech team will handle that. Just you haven't been in a team for 4 weeks now. You've been asking now. That will be resolved by the team member, right? By our tech admin, right? We'll figure a way to wrap around that issue with you. Okay. Blessing says, "Oh, I miss you too, Blessing. I hope you had a very fruitful week." Good evening, Sarah. Too. Welcome to class. Welcome to class. Welcome to class. Hi, Sylvia. It's nice to see you too in class. Linda, you're also not in any group. Okay. So by now, for them to be submitting means they've gone really far. But we'll still go around it, right? And try to see how the tech team will help with that. We'll see how the tech team can help with that, please. So yeah. So I think that's the feedback I have from my own end of the persons of the teams rather that are done with their tasks, their projects, right? So what about other persons? Does anybody have any comment to add about that, about the uh, team project management? I would really love to know. Welcome, blessing. Welcome, blessing. Thank you. Welcome, Oluwashim, to class. Another day to be very productive as a PM manager, as a project manager. So I want to believe there are no comments. in regards to the um, team projects. Hi, Otoyosi. Good evening, Oluwadamilare. Okay, so I'll believe and take it that there are no comments in regards to the team projects, right? So let's proceed to recap. So hi, Otoyosi. Lovely to have you in class today. So yeah, uh, please can I get a recap from the last class? Hi, Akim Pelu, peace. Welcome to class. So I would love to hear a recap from what you learned in the last class. What did you learn in the last class? What did you learn? What did you learn? Good evening, sorry. Oh, everybody, Mr. Kingsley is in the class as well. No problem. Okay, so Altoyesi said, I learned about key performance index. That's really lovely. I'm glad. Kemi Tunrayo said, oh, good evening. Okay, good evening, Kemi. Welcome to class. Gift said, the class has been amazing. I'm actually planning my company's Christmas party. Ooh, that's nice. That sounds interesting. Please, after the class, give me the breakdown. Give me the gist of what you'll be needing. If it's something to help out, I would really love to. I love planning for things like that. Okay. And she said I'm treating it as a project, which you should. I've done my project charter. Ooh, okay. My work breakdown. Okay, and we'll work on my Gantt chart budget, etc. next week. Okay, that's so interesting. I'm glad that you're actually practicing what you're learning. You know, the more you practice what you learn, the more it sticks, the more it's easier for you to be able to navigate. And when opportunities, right, for being or yeah, when opportunities come for you being a or to you being a project manager on maybe a uh, a product or a site or construction, it's going to be way more easier for you because you're already practicing. That's so beautiful, gift. I'm impressed. Congrats and well done in advance. So also, yes, she learned about cost performance index. That's really impressive. I'm glad. Egov said, I learned that performance management is a system which is either for or against what we're doing in a project. That's really interesting. I'm glad that you picked that. It means that you were able to pay attention to what Mr. Kingsley was saying in the last class, right? And that's really impressive. Uh, okay, also D Pupotoing is saying hi to Mr. Kingsley. Okay, I'm sure Mr. Kingsley is also saying hi back, and also to you, Esther, too, as well. Good evening. Welcome to class. Idima Oha said, I learned about the essential elements of performance measurement. Okay, and that's pretty interesting. I like that. Um, and we have a message here from Mr. Kingsley. I said, give this is amazing. I'm glad you are treating every project rather, as an entity in itself. So you not just have a good applaud and remark for myself gifts. You're also getting a very good thumbs up and kudos from Mr. Kingsley. So you're doing a lot great, a lot right, and we're happy to have you in class. We love hearing testimonies like this, right? It encourages us to want to do better and help you make your project management journey easy, right? So, Dorothy says, good evening, welcome to class. Like I said, it is also concerned with process optimization through increased efficiency. Okay, I like that too. Ogu Olua Oando. OA, let me just say OA said, I learned about the difference in cost variance and schedule variance. That's nice. That's impressive. Give us thank you. I mean, you don't need to tell us thank you. We are happy that you're succeeding in the littlest of ways. It's why we're here, right? To help encourage you and to just see that we are being recognized and our efforts aren't going to waste, right? So Esther said project monitoring helps in carrying out a successful project. Okay, project monitoring, right? That's right. Helps in carrying carrying out a successful project. Okay, let me reconstruct that. Project monitoring helps in carrying out a successful project, right? Through it, you can quickly detect shortcomings of the project, which is very true, right? That's a very good point, Esther, to have learned in the last class. Uh, Adinayi Tiwalayo said, I learned about performance management and that it's a tool that helps us understand and manage and improve our projects. Hmm. I'm really liking how interactive the class is today, regardless of it being the weekend. Everybody seems to be agile, right? And that's really, really good. Dumi said, oh, Fumilayo, welcome to class. Hi, good evening. Dumi said, a project is an entity. I learned about performance management and performance control. That's really beautiful, right? That's pretty much amazing. Dorothy said, my favorite key takeaways were earned value, planned value, and actual cost. That's very beautiful, Dorothy. Sylvia also said, I learned about how performance management plays an important part in the overall outcome, either failure or success of a project. Mm, nice one. I'm seeing amazing PMs today in class. Everybody is just giving really amazing pointers, not one line, but very explanatory as well. I'm really glad with the results. Oh, marvelous. Welcome to class. Good evening. Project management involves planning, monitoring, and executing, not just class too as well. The network here is a bit wobbly. Okay. Dorothy said, kudos to Mr. Kingsley. He did a wonderful job breaking down these values to its simplest. PV is an estimated value. AC is the cost you'll be spending during the project process. That's really, really beautiful, Dorothy. That's really, really beautiful. So it's safe to say that everybody has picked up a lot from the last class, and even if you didn't pick up a lot, the little that you are able to pick up, right, it's really it's still something, right? The fact that I hope you still have access to all the files, all the slides we've been sending to you guys. I really hope you have all the slides. I really hope you all have the slides so that you can always revert back. You can always go through what we have written down for you guys to understand. We've written down everything for you to understand and be able to help you in your PM management career, right? Your project management career. So Adine Tiwalayo said, Miss Nancy and Mr. Kingsley, please, I'd like to ask how to go about the PM certifications, especially for those of us hoping to build a career in project management. Okay, Adine Tiwalayo, that question would be handled by the admin. Definitely, you're going to get your certifications, right? Isn't that the point of you having classes and enrolling, right? You're definitely going to get your certifications, and do not worry. By the end of the program, after you've taken the exams, and we score you from previous previous work. Yes. So we will, from previous work, sorry, we'll be able to score you. And if you do well, it's not just for us to score you and for us to give you the materials, but you're also supposed to give your best, right? If you give your best, it helps us to give you the certification that you solely deserve, because you've been participating in class, you know the techniques, you have an overview of everything that you're supposed to be working on as a project manager. Then you get your certifications, right? You pass the test, you do the work, you do the work, you attend classes, you make sure to have your quizzes turned in when it's time for you to write your tests. And yeah, you just wait for the exams. When we're done with the exams, then we score you based on how you worked, or how you how you pretty much worked, or how you pretty much did well in class, right? So yeah, so um Ogwalu said, I don't have access, yes, to the files. Okay. Yes, it's supposed to be in the Telegram group. The files are supposed to be in the Telegram group. And you can also rewatch the YouTube videos. The YouTube videos are there for you to always revert back to if you don't have time to attend the major classes, or if you skip a class, right? Because you have attendance that you have to be signing in during the class hours, right? So that will be, yeah, that will be when you'll be able to get your certifications through the whole process, right? It's just school. The whole process you do to get your certifications in school is almost the same thing here, right? Do the work, make sure you attend classes. Yeah, make sure you attend classes and the likes of them. So the materials are also available on Canvas, right? And the LMS platform. Canvas and the LMS platforms. Chinemerim said she missed the last class. Will we receive certificate if we've missed any class? You will still most likely get certifications, but that's if you do not miss if you do not miss the exams, right? If you don't miss your exams, make sure to be available to have your exams, right? To have your exams, to be available for your exams. And as for the quizzes, please, you should still also do your best, because the more you have, the more we can track your progress, right? We can track your progress, and it also has impact too for us when we see the level of your understanding and reasoning. Yes, Egov, exams will be online. Exams are going to be online, right? You don't need to worry about that. The same way you've been taking your quizzes is pretty much the same way you will take the exams, right? Yeah, that would be pretty much. Exams. I think exams is supposed to be. Ah, God, I don't have the calendar here with me. Uh, when I get access to the calendar, let me check. When is exams? Can you give me a minute to check when we're having exams? Because yeah, I think it's 3 weeks time. I'm coming. Let me check. 3 to 4 weeks. Where's this file? Uh, so it is exams. I'm trying to find that out. Sorry, just give me a minute. Let me find out when the exams are supposed to hold. Mm-hmm. Okay, sorry. Trying to find it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my documents. Mm. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find um the time, the calendar. Okay, I found it. Okay, so we're already in week 8, right? We're in week 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So exam is supposed to be I think in the next uh 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 6 weeks, right? Oh, no, no, no. Exam preparation strategies. Yeah, 5 weeks. 4 to 5 weeks. Sorry, 4 to 5 weeks. 4 to 5 weeks. Develop exam taking strategies. No, 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 no. This is 6 weeks. 5 to 6 weeks. Sorry. Exams should be in the next 5 to 6 weeks. Yeah. So we still have a little worker to worker. Hi, Olaide Dafe. Yeah, 5 to 6 weeks for exams. Yeah, sounds like a lot, right? Hmm. Yep. But don't worry, time flies quite fast. Most likely, Ogolua. Yeah, most likely. I'm missing 2 persons in class. apart from Choma. What's her name again? Oof. What's her name? What's her name? Oh my goodness. Can't remember her name. Uh, okay, so I'm missing two persons in class. I know Choma is there. Is it Ademola? I hope they're fine. Yeah, Adini, you have some time to prepare. Maybe I mean after the 1 month mentorship. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, sorry. Yes, Mary. To your question, can we start today's class, please? Yeah, we will. We will. We will. Yeah, Omoda Sola. Yes. Ah. Okay, welcome to class. Welcome to class. Thank you for knowing it's you I'm looking for. Ah, yes. Okay, so you're in your quiet era. Okay, let me let you be. But welcome to class. Welcome to class. Welcome to class. Yes, so we're in week 8. Yes, marvelous. Yes, we have like 5 more weeks to go. We have 5 more weeks to go. Okay. So most likely if we should start this class early, uh we are so yeah, if we start the class early, we'll tend to wrap up early, right? Hi, Adejoke. Yes, Adejoke too is missing. I know Adejoke was missing. Hi, welcome to class. Okay, so let's go into today's class. Hopefully, we go into today's class. We finish up early, and then you take your attendance, and then we just do a few recap, and then we leave. Right? Classes today is not meant to take more than 35 minutes, right? Ooh, Adejoke, that's really sad to hear, right? That's really sad to hear that. That you've been having meetings clashing. I understand how exhausting that can be and how it can get. So yeah, I have a meeting scheduled for 20 hours. Okay, so let's go into today's class, right? Can we? Should we? Neka is anxious to get it over with. Thank you, Unique, for helping me answer, and Sylvia too, for helping me figure out who I was looking for. Yeah. Bumi, now please, Nancy, create a new team for us that do not have a team. Okay. I don't know if we can look into that, but we'll definitely put that in the books and see how we can come up with that, right? We'll think about it. Let's pen that down. And okay, let's move into today's class so that we get to take attendance early too as well, and then we tend to finish really early. How does that sound to you guys? It sounds peachy for me, right? I'm sure it sounds peachy to you too. So okay, great. So today's class is going to be on project monitoring and control. Measurements of project performance and action taken based on an analysis of data, right? So we've done the recap, we've done everything, and let's move into the class. So yeah, today's hmm, yeah. So we have today's course rather topic, but we're talking about change management. which is different from the previous classes. Let's move into the slides. So changes to a project are inevitable, right? It is one thing we can be sure of in a project. There will be change. It is how we manage the changes and the request for changes that will make the difference between a successful and a failure. One of the key factors for project success is well managed changes. Uh, Pretty much what this whole introduction is talking about is that we have clearly stated that in a project, right, changes are bound to happen. Changes are changes are bound to happen. Things will definitely happen that will either disrupt or impact your project, right? Then you don't be confused. Calm down. Don't worry, right? The fact that as a project manager, it's for you to be able to, plan, schedule, predict, forecast, for not only challenges, problems, but changes too as well. Change is inevitable. The fact that you're having your team members and one person decides to back out of, a project, that's change, right? The fact that you had, what's it called? You had a change of heart on your supplier. That's change. The fact that your supplier did not deliver to you in week 2 but instead in week 3, that is still change, right? Change is inevitable. The fact that you have to maybe outsource for some different type of materials, which is not what you are already used to in the company, right? That is still change, right? Change is inevitable. Change is constant. The In the whole life circle of life, right, itself, we grow. We're always changing. We're constantly changing. Where you were last year is not the same place you are today, right? You've changed. You've grown. You've gone through primary school. You've gone through secondary school. You've gone through your university stage or college, right? And you're either working or you have your own business or you're yet to start something. Change is constant in a day-to-day life. Then believe it, if it's constant in a day-to-day life, it's still going to be the same thing on a project. Change is constant. Change is definitely something that tends to happen. If the videos we have attended are uploaded on place, it's so difficult to search for the videos to. Okay. Okay, Irene, and again, and yeah, Irene and you always revert back to the slides. The slides, like I mentioned earlier, are available on NMS. It's also advisable for you to also use the little opportunity or spare time you have to also check other content, right? You can check other content too. You can at your own private time or perusal, you can watch other videos to help you grow, right? And you can read other books as well to help you to grow in, your PM journey, right? In your PM classes, I'd advise that you also try to get other sources to learn other things to write from. Okay, thank you so much, Ego, for handling that. Ego said you can also like each videos as the class starts and go to your likes videos on YouTube, another way to find the videos easier. Thank you so much for that point of view, Ego. So I thought Telegram you can just tap on the settings or the profile of the, what do you call it, the profile of the page that you're in, and just go to files. You most likely you will see the files there than going to scroll down and search. I think that's another easy way to go about it, right? Right. So yeah, so back to the slides. Like I mentioned earlier, changes to a project are inevitable. It is one thing we can be sure of in a project: there will be change. It is how we manage the changes and the request for changes that will make the difference between a successful project and a failure. Thank you, Ego. One of the key factors for project success is well managed changes. So, uh, change management refers to the task of managing change. Pretty much the name itself, what it entails, right? You hear change management. And as a project manager, what are you supposed to do? Be managing problems, managing results, managing the project itself to make sure it gets to um, a good result or success of to reach optimum goals or success of a project, right? So managing change refers to the making of changes in a planned and managed or systematic way. When managing your project, it is important to have a process in place for managing the changes to the project. They will happen. So you may as well manage them well and thus have more chance for succeeding your project. So before the end of the class, there'll be a template at the end of this slide, which you get the slide to, right? That you get to see a format of how a change template is, a change management template is, right? So that it can help you in your work breakdowns or in your planning or scheduling. Okay, so uh, when managing your project, it is important to have a process in place for managing the changes to the project. Remember how we mentioned, I don't know, in my previous classes, and also Mr. Kingsley has mentioned that documentation is one of the key areas as a project manager that helps you to be able to navigate in future projects, and also helps you to also navigate in your current project, have good results or a base for your, what do you call it, your stakeholders or your team members. The fact that it is written down helps you to also plan ahead. The fact that you're strategizing, you have your Gantt charts, you have your WBS, all this documentation helps you to be able to navigate and make things easier for not just yourself, right? But for also your stakeholders and those that are involved in the project, right? So they'll have, okay, so we mentioned that changes will happen, so you may as well manage them well and thus have more chance at succeeding your project. I'm on a page, it has been there within any vital update. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm checking the comment section. So change management process, so we have 6 steps here. There are always going to be steps, right? There are always going to be techniques, methodologies in project management, but the amazing thing about them, I love to say the most amazing thing about project manager is about project management and the techniques is that they all have a way of interrelating or uh, liaising with each other. They always have a way of still circling back to major pointers. So if you know that, if you always think about smart goals, you can always work on that. You can always think of, excuse me, when you always think of smart goals, you can always resonate it with project management. You can always think of WBS and still project it to management, project management. You can still think of what's that again, what's the word again, uh, You can still use agile technique and also still have a way of just, liaising them with your project management scheme or even your day-to-day life. Also, we have scheduling plans, and methodologies as well that we've spoken about in the previous classes, right? So these are very key things that always have a way of just circling back and just seeing, just pasting themselves in your face as the most important things in project management: planning, scheduling, documenting, feedback, evaluation. All these are very important, and these are the key things that I feel you should always note, because they will always have a way of just circling back in project management, on a project, in your day-to-day life, all that, right? So in the pointers here, we have one: identify potential change. The fact that you're supposed to constantly understand the problem, or to understand the need, or to understand the results that should be, right? Which is project overview, project understanding, project vision or mission, right? All those things are things that you're supposed to fully understand. I mentioned, if you do not understand the project, if you don't understand the project, you will not be able to have a smooth transitioning or a smooth movement in a project. The fact that you don't understand the project, it's just going to make it will look hard for you, right? It will look hard for you. Hands down, you will not be able to understand anything. Like, the most simplest thing that to you, to the person trying to explain it to you, if you do not have it in your heart to understand what the project is all about, or does not align with what you are trying to work with, honestly, it's going to be hard for you to be able to even plan or schedule around it. You're just going to look for little things to procrastinate about, or not even get the work done. So one of the important points in change management, right, is that you identify the potential change. What are these problems that you think you can identify can be uh, that can change, right? What are these things that can change? Okay, my colleagues could decide to change their workspace, right? They could decide that they are leaving tomorrow. That's something. How do we prepare against this, right? Your workers could fall sick, right? Your workers could a worker could fall sick, and maybe the person is in a strategic position in your company or on a project. It can fall sick. How do we handle this kind of change? If the person constantly is always coming to the office and gets work done, if this person is not in this office, is there somebody that can fill in the gap and help to catch up with other work, right? If our supplier does not supply materials to us in this week, how is that affecting the project overview itself? How is that affecting the production, right? How is it affecting production? How is it affecting the budget? These are things that you also have to think of. Change is inevitable. You could also even have like a solution to a project, right? You maybe you use this methodology, you use the waterfall methodology, and along the way it's not working. What do you have to do? You have to change, right? You have to change and pick another methodology, either hybrid or agile, right? So the fact that you identify the potential problems is one step for you to be able to prepare through towards any change or challenge that may throw itself upon you, right? So to access, okay, assessing is you just pretty much evaluating the the solution that you have brought up with. If this person is not in the office for this amount of time, who am I going to put? Are we going to attach an intern to this person to liaise with this person to have skills, to gain skills from this person? Or we're just going to outsource? Do we have a company that we can request for um, a experienced person in this field and get it done, be realistic, right, and get it done in the short frame time that we find out this kind of information. If we get our materials fairly roughly 2 days delay, and maybe they're still telling us that there are unforeseen challenges, so this will affect production. Do we still have another supplier, and how far or how easy will it be for us to get this materials from this supplier, right? These are things you have to put into consideration. Who are the persons that, excuse me, are in this position to help you make quantable and quality results, right? That's you accessing. Plan change. This is you pretty much documenting and putting in efforts, right? This is you trying to execute the plan change. This is you documenting, writing down, putting down your strategies. Sorry, putting down your strategies in your document, getting the necessary things on set, right? Getting the necessary things on set, all that you will be needing, your backup to the backup or your backup to the problems, right? This is you listing it down. This is you having it down in paper form or in your whatever form of documentations you'll be using, most likely computer, your PC, right? This is you backing of the document, backing of the contacts that you'll be needing for all of this. This is you having your strategy plan, because you could have your plan in your head and it's bam, it's okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. When this thing comes, right, I know I'm going to solve it. But when the thing then comes, you then tend to notice that Otilo, sorry, everything has left your brain. Everything has left your brain. Everything has gone. So you'll have to start thinking and thinking and thinking. So, oh, hello, Gloria, welcome to class. Right. So these are ways you can help in your change management process. The next point is, oh, welcome back, Ibu Noah. Yeah, Ibu. Ibu Nolua. Welcome back home. Sorry that you're just coming back, but we haven't gone too far in the slides. Yes, Nikki. Uh, so implement change. This is you actually taking action in your planning, right? This is you actually taking action. This is you trying to mitigate the problems. This is you trying to sort out the issues. This is you actually working towards those problems. If the person decides, if this colleague leaves, or if this supplier fails, or if this methodology isn't working, or if this methodology is working but it's not effective enough, we move into this stage by tomorrow and we start working on it. Right? You're welcome. You're welcome, love. So yeah, so review stage. Reviewing is pretty much you coming back, reevaluating. Okay, so I took this step, I took this strategy, it worked. Okay, fine. We can implement this in the next project, or we can implement it in the next phase. If this doesn't work in the next phase, then we don't implement it. We look for another way to strategize and have a very good result, or a good result base, right? So that is you reviewing, and it's good to not only review for yourself, it's good to also review with the team, because while you work for yourself by yourself, you can have so many mistakes that you will not be able to notice. Think. So yeah, so review is for you to reevaluate, find out what problems or issues are being you can sieve out. And not just for you, like I mentioned, also for the team. Your whole team members should sit down with you and note where there were failures, where there were good results, where there were turnovers, where there were um, able to meet up to tax deadlines and the likes of them, right? And then Closing is still you documenting, still you having all of your papers in check, still you having all the files on ground, still you doing everything right and by the books, right? Right. So the project manager is responsible for overseeing the team's efforts to ensure that changes are successfully integrated into their practices and that the overall project objectives are met. Most of the time, some people are just talks. There are a lot of people that are just talk. And we have our documentation down, we have our papers down, everything is written down, right? But when it comes to implementation, it's hard. So that's where your work comes in time too. You have to follow up with your team members. You have to tell them this is what you're going to do, this is what you have to do, this is the time frame you have for this. If this is not done, honestly, it's going to either affect you or myself or the project, right? Show them or explain to them the gravity of that, of them not meeting up to timeline or deadlines and can cause problems. So we have resistance to change. Let me read the point first. The way people will react when faced with changes in the way they work due to the project results, change disturbs existing equilibrium, existing procedures, etc., within the system or organization, which may not be liked by many persons, thus, thus leading to resistance to change. Changes are inevitable. It's how you manage them that will make the difference between a successful and failed project. Okay, so we've read this point. We have 2 minutes to break. We're going to take break early, so please try to take your attendance, right? And then when we come back, we will just most likely have a 30 minutes class, and then we wrap up, right? So uh, we read this, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you in the next 10 minutes thereabout. Okay, bye. Hi guys. Hi guys. Hi guys. Welcome back. Okay. Okay. Welcome back everybody. So, like I mentioned, we would continue from after the break and like promised and said, we're here, we're back. So, let's get into it. So, we I read this right and I was explaining what resistance to change can be like. Hi Ngozi. How resistance to change can be like in a project or in an organization or any structure, right, that you might be in. So, excuse me. So yeah. So when thank you, Adijoke, welcome to. So when you're faced with change, not everybody. Hi, favor, welcome. I'm sorry. Um, not everybody knows how to accept change. Thank you, Egolf. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Not everybody knows how to manage change, right? Not everybody knows how to accept change. Let me give a very funny question, a very funny example. When you go through a relationship with somebody, most likely just on friendship or uh, maybe you are looking forward to getting married to the person and all, there got to a point whereby you knew you and this person weren't compatible, right? And you had to uh, cease from being with that person or to reevaluate the relationship and tell the person we can just be friends or we can just be acquaintances, right? You can tell not everybody accepted not it didn't go well. It didn't sit well with the other person, right? It didn't sit well with the other person, or there was a back and forth, or there was palaver, there was drama. That's a very simple situation that isn't even related to work wise, right? But then work wise, there are a lot of people that don't like change, right? There are a lot of people see there are a lot of people that don't like change. There are a lot of people that they believe as it's going this way, this is how it's supposed to be. As it's going this way, this is how it's supposed to be. So you as a project manager, you're supposed to know how to manage this kind of persons. You're supposed to know how to manage this kind of um, challenges, this type of problems, right? We're talking about people factor, right? Minus materials, machine, and the likes of them, right? Or places, places. Okay, sorry, right? So to be able to manage this so-called kind of persons, right? You have to uh empathize. You have to empathize with the person. That's one way I go about it. You have to be able to empathize with the person. See from their own angle, right? Why it's hard for them to change, why it's a problem for them to adapt, or why it's or how it's affecting them or how it's affecting or how they receive it, bottom line, right? How they receive the problem. So sorry about the chimes. So once you empathize with people or you empathize with the problem, right, you hear them out, right, what they have to say. Don't always shut these people down, right? Because they have voices, right? They have free will to voice out their problems or voice out what they also feel, you understand, is wrong, right? Or why they don't seem to want to change. Give them space to talk, give them the space to talk, give them the room to vent out. while you understand them, then this is where you can then let them see light, right? You already know that, okay, you've understood where the person is. People know at least what in my class. No, it's not to calm down. So yeah, you've already known where the person is coming from. Remind you, once you know where the problem is coming from, once you know where the 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 source of the problem is coming from, it's easier for you to be able to tackle it and go about it. So whilst the person explains and lets you see reason to the person, is great, fine, let the person see you've seen reason to the person. This is then where you then leave the floor for the person to then understand from your own point of view, right? Understand from your own point of view. Let them see it, right? Let them see it from their own point of view and your own point of view. This is the result. This is how it's supposed to work out. This is how it's supposed this is the result for it. This is how it's going to impact this is how it's going to impact the project. This is how it's going to impact you as a person. This is how it's going to impact not just the if it's going to be a community project or a um, production project. What kind of project, right? Specify this is how it's affecting the project. This is how it's affecting me as a person. This is how it's affecting you as a person. This is how it's affecting the project. This is how people are going to gain from this change. So it's meant to be a win-win for everybody, right? So that's your role as a project manager when it comes to people, right? Being able to know how to handle change. And that's just like an overview for just this, right? Empathy, uh empathy, reason and solution, and then finally closure, right? That's my own personal way to try to handle change with people, not materials or uh, machines or whatever. Mine is people, right? Because people are the direct um, persons I'm relating with in the project. So, yeah, for more efficiency, right? So, types of change management, we have anticipatory. Under anticipatory, preparing for changes in advance, like when a senior employee resigns. I've been talking about this resigning thing, right? When your senior employee resigns, how can we find somebody that is going to fill it? Are we going to outsource for this person, for this role, or are we going to go in-house? There are a lot of people that are very capable to do the managerial job or to fit in that person's role. Do we do a evaluation of the team members, or do we just do plain old outsourcing for somebody to fill in this space, right? This position. These are things to put under consideration. Then we have reactive. When unexpected events occur, like crisis situation where there is little time to plan and the PM needs to make quick decisions. Uh, this crisis could be people, this crisis could be supply, this crisis could be materials, this crisis could be back on deadlines for a product, this crisis could be a sick a sick a sick team member. How fast can you think, how fast can you try to mitigate this problem? I will always say it, do your possible best as a project manager to be calm no matter what. See, even if you're not a calm person, yeah, because I feel like that being calm is like a gift too. It's like a very amazing gift that, like, I used to be so envious when I see somebody reach like optimum premium calmness. Like there are a lot of there are persons that once you meet the level of calmness that they have, right? So do your possible best to be calm. In the midst of the storm, be calm, right? In the midst of the storm, be calm, get yourself together,
calm yourself. Do not worry as well. Do not worry. Be as calm as possible. Because the moment you are not calm, the moment there is an upbeat in either your heart beating or with your mind racing trying to solve our problem, you can make a very terrible mistake. Since it's something, if you know that something is important, it should be done ASAP. Calm down. See, no, if 10 people are shouting, no, 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 just calm down. Just calm down. Just calm down. Because the moment you're calm, that's the moment you'll be able to give very good and very tangible answer. And I'm a living witness of this thing. Always be calm. Always be calm. Try your possible best to be calm. There are times that yes, your emotions will want to flare up. The emotions that want to you could feel uh overlooked or whatever. No, just be calm. Just be calm. Just it's not easy, but just maintain calmness, optimum calmness. You get that kind of vibe. So yeah, that's for reactive. Always make sure to be calm and make quick decisions. Because they say quick decisions doesn't mean that when the problem comes, nothing. You give it the answer. No, you can take 1 minute to breathe in, 1 minute to breathe out, and think about it and give them back an answer. Just because they say quick doesn't mean instantly. No, you can take 5 minutes roughly to give an answer for a question, or 2 minutes to give an answer for a question, right? Just become. That's just my own uh tip, pro tip for you whenever you're in a reactive situation and you need answers to be given immediately ASAP. So incremental, we have gradual changes over an extended period, like adding new features to an existing application. Like, for example, how we heard that the classes will reach like 5 weeks. Like a lot of people are not really, they look at the time frame being plenty too, right? So imagine if we say currently we're having 3 classes, likewise, right, in a week. Imagine if we then say we'll be having 4 classes every week till we're done with the program. It's going to sound exhausting, right? Thank you so much, Adichoke. Yes, take breathing courses or breathing lessons. There is this one. Is it the naval air technique, breathing technique, where you take 4 or is it 10 in, 10 out? I can't remember. But yeah, but at times people can mistake your calmness for being a weakling. J. Collier, it's human being now. It's human being. They are human beings. It's bound to happen. A lot of people. That's how you know. God forgive me, but that's how you know shallow-minded people. I feel people that are wise. People when you walk yourself with wise people, they will not they will not take your silence for granted, right? People that are smart, people that are wise, people that are intelligent, right, know that when somebody is silent, it's either the person is processing or the person has reached his limit or the person believes that at that time he does not have the best answer. So it takes a wise man to know a wise man. So the fact that you're calm, right? I believe you know you're wise because I think even in the Bible it says that even when a fool is silent, he's considered wise, right? So just be calm. Just be calm. Do not worry. Do not worry at all. So yeah, incremental changes. There could be like the example I was giving in class, that we could change the classes to be 4 times a week. It's going to sound very exhausting, right? But then what if I say we will be having 2 classes a week? Is that not going to sound much more easier, much more better, right? I'm not saying we're changing it, but it's something we can look into, right? So yeah, these are changes. It's either you add a new feature or you find a new way to solve. I believe you should always look for smarter ways to make things easier for people. If you're bringing a new ideology or a new future or a new technique, if it's not to make life easier, honestly, don't bring it up to me. Just let it be. Just let me continually suffer in peace. If you're not providing smart ways to make sure that productivity is increased and work time is much more effective, right? Do not come and stress me. Just let it be. So we have strategic, significant changes which can impact the overall direction of an organization. This is just pretty much you strategizing, either with the data documents you have, or with wise analytical decision making based on maybe the documents you have, or the reviews or the feedback you have. Maybe you've done testing, maybe you've done surveys, maybe you've done your whole planning and scheduling and overdraft, and then you review everything and you see the best way to go about it, right? That's just pretty much strategic methodology in types of change, right? I also have Bible, no, just there. So yes, we'll be glad if you look into it, please. But I know I did okay. I know you're going to talk about that. So this is the format I mentioned that we're going to be talking. I was going to show you for change form. So under this form, we have project name, project number, change ref, date, raised by. We have change description. Under this change description, you could explain even either it's whether it's maybe the supplier or the team member that has backed out, or whoever or whatever the problem may be. You just write a description, this is what the problem, and then reason for change. Maybe the person says he got a better opportunity somewhere, you write that down. um, you have new, revised, tick other. It's also for the new, you could tick that if it's a new problem. If it's something that has been revised, can tick it too as well. Others, what other problem again did you go through? Did you evaluate this person aside from that? And or most people say whenever they're leaving, they just tell you the reason, and that is just it. So if they have most likely given you heads up, okay, I'm leaving prior to time, then you could be like, oh, okay, so you had time to have this as a problem. If you've revised it, meaning that you have taken the whole time or the frame that this person has given you to work on it, and then the likewise or latter, whatever other reason, right? You can specify it as well. So we have scope, the overview of the whole problem or whatever the incident may be. Cost, how is this going to affect us cost wise, or what are the costing? Does this person, are we going to pay the person as per the whole month, or are we going to pay for the time that this person has dedicated for working with us, right? Delivery, this could also be used for supply, right? For supply and yeah, supply or service, the likes of them that you either receive or give. Benefits, risks, and signed by project manager, your name, change coordinator, whoever may be in charge of that too as well, and project sponsor. Likewise, this is just the format for it, right? So this is the end of the class. Class finished quite early. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. I hope you were able to learn few pointers with the examples I gave. The way I landed, right? Like a crush. So yeah, we're pretty much done with the class, right? This is the whole slides. Next class will be project closing. So does anybody have any questions for me? Ha, Idima Sina, thank God. Idima, why's your blood hot? Why's your blood hot? I know I did okay and Omada Sola. Oh my God, Omada Sola is in a quiet season. And Shoma, what's going on with my top students? They're being so calm. But I'm glad you're all going through what you're going through, regardless. I pray that it's for the best for you. Okay. Uh, what if there are more than one changes? Does that mean you have to create different changes management plans for each changes? It depends on what section or what the problem is. You can use this format like oh, okay. You can use this format for you can use it for like if maybe you can have a one particular problem. Let's say supplier. You could have one supplier, right? And you've noticed that there are so many reasons for change that should be done, or what not, what like of them, right? So you can list all of that in this format, right? It's more, I believe it's much better for you to use like your PC, so that you can have this format, and then you can impute as much descriptions or as much reasons, so that you can have everything in one filing, right? So they can have one everything in one filing, and it's going to be easier for you to navigate. Bumi said to explain. Okay, so this is pretty much self-explanatory by looking at it, right? Project name. That's what is the project you're working on? Is it either construction? Is it on a product? Is it what's it called? It's an organization that you're overlooking or overseeing, right? Project number, you could put it what is the number of problem of filing. This could be maybe number 2 in the project filing of what you've of when you resumed work. It's good to have a numbering for your documents too. Change uh reference, that's change reference, either the numbers or you allocating it to a different file, or that um direct problem is coming from date raised by the person. Raised by is the name of the person, right? And then dates, it could be let's use today's date, 10/11/2024, right? The change description, summary of what the problem is. It could be what do you call it, inappropriate use of what do you call it, of materials. That's for maybe the staff. Inappropriate use of materials, late coming, does not keep the time, fails on tax. List all of that problems, or then it depends on what the problem may be, right? So it's good for you to use your discretion to handle this to your best knowledge, because this is really, it's very um you know clear. It's very easy to navigate. Are we going to be talking about project management tools and how to use it? Shalom, I thought we did that. We did that with the Gantt chart. Are you just coming? I think you're just coming to class, because we've done pretty much a lot of we've used tools as well. Please, if you are told to manage a project brought up by another person, how would you manage change? What if you're told to manage a project brought by another person? Mm-hmm. How would you manage change? So, what are you asking? You are helping the person in the project at DOT. Is that you're trying to help the person in the project and help with the change? Or is it your project and you want to do change to it? I can't even for the life of me decipher it. She meant her interactive students. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Nipa. Okay. Aside, she can't go through everything. Like, there are tools like Asana and Jira, many more. Thank you so much, Shalom, for answering that. So, I don't know. Are there any more questions to be asked? If there isn't any, then I believe we can wrap it up, right? Yep. What is going on with this? I believe we can wrap it up. Please, what if I told to manage a project, but I know she was meant, but I hope next time she uses a better choice of word. Okay, thank you so much, Sarah. God bless you for that. Loves and kisses as well. Were you gonna ask the question? Okay, what is going on? Oh my goodness, Sarah, Ewe. You are all my top students. Please, I didn't even notice this was going on in the section. You're all my top students. You are all, I all love you guys. You guys are always giving it to me hot, hot. Yeah, I guess. Thank you so much, Ego, for saying the it's more of the persons that are very uh active, most very active in class. You understand? So please do not take that personal. uh all of you, all of you are my top students, all of you are my favorite students. I love you all. Yeah, so please do not take that personal. I'm so sorry if you did. Yeah, yes, you're all my top students. Sarah, you're my top student. Everybody's my top student. All, so don't take that so hard, please. Okay, sorry. Thank you. And who is asking me? And look, it's change management. Zoom it bigger. Is Are you asking me to zoom into the what's it called? The format? Okay, I did say it's not your project, but you're told to manage it. If it's not your project and you're told to handle change, okay, it's most likely best for you to first understand what the problem is. You follow through the steps, right? I showed you the steps, right? Which is to identify the problem, access, plan, change. Let me show you. To plan change, implement change, and review and close. Right. The moment you can go through the what's it called? The whole step, the whole procedure, right? The process, it's going to be easy for you to handle it. You can go in as a change manager. You can take that as even just like as a role, right? Just being a change manager. You can take that even though it's not your project. You can take a role as a change manager. It's allowed. It's allowed a DOT. So thank you so much, Matthew Victoria. Can't be for this on the definitely you get this in the what's it called? In the chat room. Yeah. So uh, without further ado, I'd like to bid everybody a good night. Please go through the slides, and I love you all. You're all my favorite students, like Sarah said, and I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Okay, bye. Good night.